Hello and welcome. You're watching Don Bosco Media Network. This is Monalisa Rumbai, bringing to you the Salesian news across the globe. Sporting challenges characterize Luke Kelly's life, but the challenge in Nairobi represented something special. 350 children and young people raced with a 22-year-old marathon runner. Some of them were street children who have found a new home at Don Bosco. The enthusiasm with which the children ran along was incredible. Boys and girls of all ages joined in. It was truly the run of my life, Luke Kelly says, a member of a famous musician group, Kelly Family. In October 2022, Luke Kelly visited the Kenyan capital to learn about Don Bosco's work with street children. Everyone should be given the chance to live a dignified life. It impressed and inspired me to see how effective and close Don Bosco's help is to the children. In the future, Luke Kelly would also like to inspire German boys and girls for running and the work of Don Bosco. For this purpose, some school visits are planned for 2023. Yesterday, the 11th of November 2022, marks exactly 100 years since the arrival of the first Salesians in the small but ancient Republic of San Marino. To mark the occasion, events and celebrations are planned throughout the weekend. It was the evening of November 11, 1922, when 4 religious from the Society of St. Francis de Sales arrived in the San Marino town of Borgo Maggiore. Father Giuseppe Ulselli, rector of the new community, writer, poet, playwright, Father Francesco Bernardo, confessor, Spartaco Manussi, cleric, and Brother Angelo Mansali, Salesian coadjutor. With few items in their suitcases, but with the enthusiasm of the founders, they settled in the Martelli house. They brought the effigy of Mary Help of Christians and then Venerable John Bosco with them. In their hearts, a phrase of his as encouragement: do what you can, God will do what you cannot do. Trust everything in Jesus, in the Blessed Sacrament, and in Mary Help of Christians, and you will see what miracles are. This November 11th, the General Councillor for Missions, Father Alfred Maravilla, comments on the theme for this year's Salesian Mission Day celebration. The social media has allowed people to stay connected globally, empower each of us to update each other what is happening in our lives, share powerful ideas, and invite people to know Jesus Christ. It is also true that the social media could in some way hinder authentic interpersonal relationships. These could be used as a platform to distribution and access to materials that could cause moral, social, and spiritual harm. Nevertheless, the social media have become our virtual courtyard. Therefore, it is important that we move from demonizing the medium to educating young people to its proper use and to developing its potentials to evangelize. In order to communicate Christ today through the social media, it is necessary to connect to the mindset of the millennials and the Generation Z. Credible witness is an important condition for communicating Christ. In the virtual world, witness implies visibility. We visibly manifest our Catholic identity, truth. We ensure that we are bearers of the truth and not of fake news. And credibility. The images we present reinforce the message we want to communicate. Faith needs to be presented to millennials and to the Generation Z in new and engaging ways. This in turn will open possibilities for them to share the faith with their peers. The delegates of social communications and formation spent the 9th November together understanding the digital space. This annual meeting was interwoven significantly with a full-day joint meeting with the EAO Social Communications Commission under the theme Towards a Salesian Proposal for Formation in a Digital World, Educational Ethics and Pastoral Aesthetics. The day commenced with a brief presentation of the 10 themes with contributions from the provinces of the EAO region by Father Ambrose Pereira and Father Andy Mendoza. After sharing and discussion in groups, the participants presented lines of action for the region that they plan to practice in their own provinces. Later in the afternoon, each province discussed what practical steps they would take to roll out the points presented. Father Gildacio Mendes, Councillor General for Social Communications, and Father Ivo Colio, Councillor General for Formation, stressed a deepening of spirituality, a process of discernment, and the need for building relationships rather than drawing up a set of rules to be followed. We need to constantly update ourselves about the digital media and understand it from a scientific angle, said Father Gildacio. Formation in the digital world can only take place through a process of discernment, he continued. In speaking about the digital space, Father Ivo Collio, General Counselor for Reformation, said that God is daily inviting us to learn, respond, and use the digital space as educators and evangelizers. It is an omnipresent space, he stressed, as he encouraged all to educate themselves about the digital space so as to accompany the digital natives. He cautioned us about the fourth wave of artificial intelligence that will control our decisions. The Salesian Spirituality House San Francisco de Sales, El Porvenir, hosted the Provincial Review and Planning Meeting of the Salesian Province, St. Peter Claver of Colombia, Bogota, COB, attended by delegates, rectors and coordinators. It was an opportunity to present the main achievements of 2022 and to discuss the challenges that await the province in the coming year. Various workshops were also held during the two-day meeting with Salesians and their collaborators to analyze and evaluate how the provincial organic project has been implemented in these first 2 years. Father John Jairo Gomez Rua, COB Provincial, then urged those present to always work with the will and desire to dedicate themselves to young people. So viewers, that is all we have for you today. Until we meet again, thank you for watching.